The following is a production of Cary TV, the Town of Cary's government access channel.
Call to order the September 10th meeting of the Cary Town Council. And at this time, I'll recognize Mayor Pro Tem Smith for our ceremonial opening. Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mary. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First order of business is to adopt the agenda. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. That takes us to recognitions, reports, and presentations. And at this time, I'll recognize the town attorney who will report on a settlement and release agreement between Throckmorton and the town of Cary. Ms. Simpson.
Thank you, Mayor. The inverse condemnation claim brought by the Throckmortons has been finally settled, with the town paying $284,000 and the Throckmortons conveying all of their property to the town and dismissing their lawsuit. And both parties paid their own attorney's fees.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We now move to Public Speaks Out. This is our next agenda item. We've included instructions for speaking at Public Speaks Out on the printed agenda. If you'd like to speak at Public Speaks Out, I would ask that you sit in the rows to my right that are shown as reserved and follow the instructions on the agenda. Public Speaks Out speakers have up to 3 minutes for their comments, and speakers may speak on any topic as long as it's not a public hearing. And since we have no public hearings, you can speak on any topic you would like. There's a 3-minute time limit for Public Speaks Out. There's a timer on the podium, and speakers, when the green light turns yellow, that means you have 30 seconds remaining, and when the yellow light turns red, that means your time has expired. And at that point, I'll interrupt you, not trying to be rude, but trying to be fair to all of our speakers. There's also a 1-hour time limit for Public Speaks Out in its entirety. I thank everyone in advance for adhering to our guidelines, and please respect that this is a business meeting. Do not applaud, make remarks from your seats, or anything else that may distract from the meeting. So now's the time for Public Speaks Out, and I would invite the first speaker forward. Anyone to speak at Public Speaks Out? Seeing no one, we'll close Public Speaks Out and move right to the consent agenda, which is item 4 on your agenda. For the benefit of the people watching our meeting on TV, I'm going to take a moment to review the consent agenda items. Please keep in mind that one vote approves all of these items. After reading the items, I'll ask council members if they would like to pull any of these items off for discussion. On the consent agenda, we have minutes, appointment of Councilmember Robinson to the Go Triangle Board of Trustees, Supplemental agreement to railroad crossing closure agreement for Marshville Parkway with NCDOT and CSX. Extension of sidewalk on south side of Walnut Street from Lawrence Road to US 164 ramps. Rezoning of 15 REZ07 Keller property at Stevens Road and its associated consistencies statement. Recreational Trails Program grant application for White Oak Greenway Trailhead. Fiscal year 2015 water and sewer reimbursement contracts update and annual reimbursements. Town Council recommended Board, Commission, and Economic Development Committee appointments. Would council members like any of these items pulled for discussion? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. That takes us to our discussion items. Our first discussion item is fiscal year 17, locally administered projects program roadway pre-submittal project list for the Capital Area Metropolitan Planning Organization. Phew, say that fast 3 times. Mr. Bray will present this item and council may take action. Mr. Bray.
Good evening, council. For your consideration, staff is recommending the fiscal year 2017 locally administered projects program roadway pre-submittal project list for the Capital Area Metropolitan Planning Organization. The pre-submittal deadline is on September 17th, and the final submittal deadline is on October 30th. The town can submit a maximum of 4 road projects and 4 bicycle pedestrian projects. Each project requires a 20% match from the town. At the August 13th council meeting, council approved the bicycle and pedestrian mode project list and directed staff to remove the South Harrison Avenue project from consideration. Council also requested staff to explore additional roadway projects for consideration. Following staff review, 3 additional eligible roadway projects were evaluated: Morrisville Carpenter Road Widening, Cary Parkway Road Widening, and Arthur Pierce Road Widening, as detailed in his staff report. Here you will see the preliminary scoring for each project. These do not include any local priority points. Staff recommends council approval to submit the 3 roadway projects listed in the staff report to CAMPO for lap consideration and requests approval to make final project submittal and funding match determination based on CAMPO staff feedback and project competitiveness based on final scoring results. Staff is available for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Bray. This time, council members, open it up to you for questions or comments. If not, a motion.
I'll make a motion that we move forward with the LAPP pre-submittal list as recommended by staff.
There's a motion.
Second.
And a second. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Bray.
Thank you, council.
We now move to item 6.2, Sister Cities signage. Mr. Kuhn will present the item. Council may take action. Mr. Kuhn.
Good evening, council. This evening, the first item I have for you is the Sister Cities Association has requested the town for the installation of a public display of the existing 4 sister cities. Council requested staff to work with the association and develop a concept. Staff recommends proceeding with the recommended sign and installing it in a temporary location on Town Hall campus adjacent to the Academy Street. Once the downtown park is complete, the sign would then be moved to a permanent location in the park. With that, I'm available for any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Kuhn. Council members, open it up to you for questions or comments.
Well, I can tell you that I was at the meetings that were reviewing the different options, and folks were really excited. It's kind of a neat way to, we have the flags out here that represent our cities, and this one, shows the mileage, shows the flags, and has the ability, as we continue to grow and add sister cities, and the nice thing about it is it's somewhat flexible, so having it at a temporary location until it's done, I hope I have your all support on that, because I think it's a great little feature that promotes our diversity and promotes the broad distribution of, we have over, 30% or 20% of the community is not from the U.S., and there's over 66 nationalities in the census represented in Cary. So I look for your support. If there's no questions, I would make that in the form of a motion.
Okay. There's a motion and a second. The only thing I would say is a long time coming, and I'm glad we're seeing it. And when we do have our sister city delegations visit us, they always ask for where that sign's located. We don't have one, and now we can say we have one, and there'll be a lot of pictures at that sign, so
Yeah.
I think it's great.
And
I'd like
oh, sorry.
just add some thanks to the Sister Cities Association itself for their suggestions for a sign like this and for their persistence, because the idea has been floating around for a long time, and I'm really glad that staff has taken this and run with it to get it to this point. Appreciate that.
I like the fact that it's actually expandable, so as we add sister cities in the future, we can add a few more signs to it, and then it also matches a lot of the downtown signage we have today, so I think it'll go very nice.
Cool.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Kuhn. We now move to item 6.3, Downtown Park Bid Award. Mr. Kuhn will once again present the item. Council is asked to take action on the bid award and naming the park. Mr. Kuhn.
At the May 5th council meeting this summer, all bids were rejected on the downtown park, and staff returned to the June 11th council meeting to seek direction on value engineering of the project. Based on that direction, we then rebid the project and included several alternates in that as detailed in the staff report. There's 3 items here, and staff recommends the following. Award the base bid and alternates 1 and 3 to J.M. Thompson and Company. Appropriate $600,000 from the general fund balance for the project, and we're seeking direction on a name for the park. On the screen, I've listed the 3 names that were in the staff report for your consideration. I'm also available for any questions you may have on this.
Thank you, Mr. Kuhn. I'll start off by asking, has the town ever created a park and then renamed it later, after someone?
Yes.
Okay, remind me what that was.
Jack Smith Park.
Yeah.
But that was at the beginning,
No.
before it was created.
It was referred to as Bartley
It was
Park.
referred to as Bartley during the master
Let me
plan.
rephrase the question. Has there ever been a park built and then renamed after it was?
Dunham Park was
Marla Durrell.
originally called Walnut Street Park, and then it was called Dunham.
Kids Together, Marla.
Together, Marla Durrell. So that's a couple existing ones.
Because I can see naming this after someone in the future, but as of right now, I can't. Just my personal opinion. I don't know if I'm ready to name it after someone, but
I like the name Downtown Park.
I like the name Downtown Park too.
To the point.
Right. I think it's flexible. If we wanted to name it after someone, or when it was appropriate at a later time, it could always be so-and-so Downtown Park. It could just be added to the name.
Okay?
I'm okay with Downtown Park or Downtown Cary Park.
Same here.
Yeah, I think the others just don't, we have the town square that's part of the park, and I think you and I talked at town center, it's not really
It's not
in the
the town
center of
center.
town. So downtown park out of this list is good, and downtown is a very descriptive place, right? We have the Cary Arts Theater, the Cary Theater, right? We don't need fluffy stuff.
Yeah, we actually went through this years ago with the naming for the Cary Arts Center. And we got a lot of interesting and unique suggestions from the public on that one, but at the end of the day, we just decided to call it what it is, the Cary Arts Center. And I think that's worked out very well. I think when you say downtown park, people know exactly what you're talking about and where it is, and I think it works.
Okay? Do we get a motion?
Is that a motion?
Make a motion to approve staff recommendations along with the naming of the park, the downtown park.
A second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. That takes us to item 6.4. It's the bid award for the artificial turf PR 1190 and sports turf PR 1188 projects. Mr. Kuhn will once again present the item, and council may take action.
Due to the similar scope of the 2 projects, staff combined the projects for the design process. PR 1190 is 2 fields at Thomas Brooks Park, and this was a partnership with the Capital Area Soccer League, which council approved earlier this summer. And then PR 1188 is the Community Investment Bond Project. Staff recommends the following, that there's 4 transfers, as noted on the screen and in the staff report, to occur, and then that we award the artificial turf PR 1190 and sports turf PR 1188 projects to Sports Construction Management. This would net the town 5 new synthetic turf fields and increase the amount of play available on the fields. I'm available for any questions you have.
Questions or comments? Or a motion?
Another exciting project in the town.
I'll make a
So-
motion.
Good.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve staff recommendation on all the 5 points for this project.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you for carrying the heavy load, Mr. Kuhn. We now go into closed session, and I would entertain a motion to do so.
Pursuant to GS 143, 31811A, 1, 3, and 5, I move that we hold a closed session to consult with attorneys employed by and/or retained by the town in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege between the attorneys and the town, to instruct the town staff concerning the position to be taken by or on behalf of the town in negotiating the price, material, terms of contract, or proposed contract for acquisition of property owned by Patrick J. Gallioni and Kathleen M. Gallioni, located at 2531 and 2533 O'Kelly Chapel Road, Cary, North Carolina 27519, and to prevent the disclosure of information that is made privileged or confidential by GS 132.1.2 and/or 143.318.10E.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are in closed session. We'll reconvene our council meeting. We've exhausted all of our business on the agenda. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
There's a motion
Second.
and a second. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
This has been a production of Cary TV. Visit the Town of Cary's website at townofcary.org.